today's video, I want to talk about every day your life should be moving forward. Every day you should be trying to learn, grow, and get better. Now, specifically this video, I wanted to talk about a lot of us either have jobs like myself, you could be going to school, you could be going to high school, college, you could be practicing something like a trade, whatever it is. A lot of us have our base, our main thing we have to focus on. And for the most part, that's usually a job. That's what maintains our bills. That's what pays the benefits. That's what pays our insurance. That's what keeps us surviving. Like we could buy food, we could do the basics. And usually we have to build our life around that. But there is a lot of people out there that have their main job, and that's all that matters to them. As soon as they get out, as soon as you get out, the brain goes off. They do not care. They do not want to learn. They do not want to get better. You just want to go home, drink, watch Netflix, play a game, and just basically go on autopilot until the next time you have to clock in. Now, I don't know why I was always a person, I feel like, ever since I graduated high school, because that's all I did. I never went to college. I was going to go to college, but I didn't go to college. And a lot of people think once you leave school, the learning stops. But in my opinion, like I learned the most amount of stuff I use in my life after high school. I really feel like during high school, I was like on autopilot. Like I'm just learning a bunch of bullshit. How to write an essay, how to do algebra, how to do all this crap. I learned about direct deposits, how to set up my debit card, how to, like, what taxes are, and all this stuff after I graduated. Like, you would think they would teach you the stuff that you actually use every single day in school. They do not. For the most part, they don't. But that's why I have this mind of, like, every single day, basically for me, every single day, I usually do it while I'm at work, outside of work, on my off day. At least I need to learn one thing about self-development or mindset every single day. And that's why I have my YouTube channel. That's why I'm so knowledgeable in a lot of different areas. I wasn't always like this, but I listen to so many different people on this topic because I find it interesting. Like I realized, I'm going to tell you a story. One time, I think it was like middle school or something. One day I was like playing GTA 5. RIP to GTA 6. It's taken forever, but I don't really play that many games anymore. I just like, even if I try, if I go on a game, it just like, I get bored within like 5 or 10 minutes. But I remember specifically one of these days I was playing GTA 5 and I was doing a mission. And in the mission, you go do a few things, whatever, boom. And then obviously at the end of the missions, you usually get like a little thing that hits your bank account. And I was just sitting there one day. I'm like, why am I doing this right now? I'm like, I have a bank account in real life. Why am I fucking around with this stupid GTA bank account? Why am I making my character level up in this digital game when I could be doing it in real life? Do you realize like there's so many different areas in our life that we could level up, either if it's financially, physically, mentally, spiritually, like learning knowledge, communication, strength, speed, all these different things that like sometimes they make different levels in the game. You could have different stats in your character. Like really, you could do that in real life. A lot of this shit you could do in real life. You could get stronger. I raised up my strength a lot in the gym ever since I started. I remember I could barely push the bar up with no weight on it. Now I could put 2 plates on each side, do it for a few reps. It went up. My money, I definitely am not like exactly where I want to be at, but I'm making more money than I used to. Knowledge-wise, I know a lot more than I used to. Speed, I don't know about that. I haven't really tested my speed. We're gonna have to test that. But a lot of different areas I leveled up. And the way I got to this point is I have multiple jobs in the past. I have a job right now. I limit the bullshit outside of the job, either if it's drinking, smoking weed, watching a TV series, like playing video games. All this stuff doesn't move the needle. It doesn't get you 1% better. And a lot of people think you're sacrificing, but me personally, I feel like I just genuinely enjoy getting better. I genuinely enjoy learning about my life and a mindset and self development. And it's honestly one of the things that keeps me sane. If I go through a very difficult time, say if you go through a breakup, say if you go through a stressful period in your time, the only thing that's keeping me calm and sane personally is that knowing that I'm trying to just get better. I'm going to just put one foot in front of the other every single day. And you have to realize I'll tell you this right now, I'm a big advocate for having a job. I feel like on social media there's this bad rap like, oh, you have a 9 to 5, like that's stupid, just quit it. Like people are so ignorant. You don't just quit a job and open up a business right away. Everyone starts from somewhere. Like Jeff Bezos, I think he started like in McDonald's and now he owns Amazon. Like all these people started at a certain area. Like there's nothing wrong with having a job, but you have to have the job be very intentional. Say if you're coming into work and you know in the back of your mind, there might be a guy there that's been there 60 years. And you don't have to crap on him and be like, oh, like I'm going to quit this eventually or whatever. Just do your job, but in the back of your mind, know like, oh, I'm going to go home and I'm going to study on fitness, health, a business, YouTube, content creation, whatever it is. And every single day you keep doing that. You basically like, I almost feel like there's two parts of my day. Like I work very early, 6 to 2:30. I come in, I get out, boom, the second part of my day starts. It's like having 2 days in one because I know the first thing is just like my thing. I get out the way. It's like almost like going to the work is like going to the gym. It's just something I do. I have it as a structure, so I have a little income right now. Like if I didn't have a job right now, I couldn't buy this little tripod I have. I couldn't like do certain things or invest in certain things in myself. I couldn't invest in a gym membership. So there's nothing wrong with having a job, but you just want to keep in mind, like, what am I, like, write down and ask yourself this. What am I doing outside of my job? How much time am I wasting outside of my job? Am I doing anything productive to move the needle forward and get me better? Because honestly, I really enjoy working and I like having jobs, but I also like working outside of work. And some people might think this is a sacrifice. They might want to go to the bar. They might want to watch Netflix. Listen, do what you want. But like me personally, I don't find that fulfilling. I hate going to the bar. It's like so annoying to me. Or I don't even remember the last time I watched the TV series. That's why I have a YouTube. Like I learned so much stuff on YouTube. It is honestly probably one of my favorite platforms because it's like there's so many great people on here and so many people explaining and like giving their perspective, and you could learn so much stuff on here for free. So you might as well take it to your advantage. And you could be specific about it. When you go through Netflix, you're picking like what they got up, but like YouTube, you could basically learn anything you want. You could type in, oh, how do I find a workout plan? What should I be eating for my diet? What's the best way to make money or like a side hustle? All these things you could go look up specifically instead of watching like Breaking Bad or like Love Island. Like, what is that doing for you at all? I like to like, even if I'm eating my food, like I like to listen to something or watch something that like is interesting. Once in a while, like I'll watch something like a documentary, like history or like about a certain topic, but for the most part, it's about self-development, mindset, finances, stuff like that. And you gotta think. I made a video a couple days ago about brick by brick. Think about every video you watch. You're basically getting another little piece of knowledge, another little piece of knowledge. You do that shit for 2, 3 years, like I did, you will know so much more than like the average person. Like I know people that are 50 years old, they have no idea about nutrition, no idea about working out. Like I'm half their age and I know about the basic stuff like eating correctly. Like that is a very important topic that everyone should know. So the whole point of this video and what I want you to take away from this is it's okay to have a 9 to 5. It's okay to go to school. It's okay to go to college or whatever. But like outside of that, you got to do the real shit. You stacking boxes and doing shit like that is like not benefiting your life. Like, let me take that back. Like, there is certain ways where you could think, oh, a job is giving me a skill. Say if you're a waiter, you technically are learning how to communicate. You're almost learning a form of sales because you're serving people and then you get a tip at the end. If you know how to like serve correctly, you could raise that tip by communicating and being proper. So you can learn skills at your job, but the most amount of valuable skills you learn is outside of your job, outside of school, outside of college, and you have to do it on your own. And once you get in this rabbit hole, I guarantee you want to keep doing it over and over again. Because once I started learning certain things to level up, I just found it addictive. Like going back to the topic of like playing that game, like I rather just level up my character in real life. If I showed you a picture of where I was at like 4 years ago, 5 years ago, and I show you now, it's like unbelievable. I don't even have to say anything. Like you just look at me and I just look different because I've been taking it seriously and I use my job as a stepping stone. Like, I don't know if I'm going to be there. I don't know how much longer. I could be there for the next 5, 10 years, or I could be there for the next 2 years and something pops off and I do that. But at the same time, as long as I'm there, I'm still learning on the outside. And that's the whole key. Like, to have that as your foundation, you have to structure around it. Do not tell me that you're going to the bar every night. You go hit up your friend, you're like, oh, let's go chill, and you're scrolling on your phone and doing stupid shit, or you're playing games. Eating correctly, going to the gym, working on a side hustle. But most importantly, above all that, is what stems all this stuff to happen, is you have to learn. Now, I made a video also on reducing short form content, like either cut it out completely or reduce it. And these are the things that really like you could level up and understand better. One is YouTube. I fucking love YouTube. 2, podcast. 3, books, or even like going on to Google and stuff like that. Even like AI, like ChatGPT or Claude, you could always like ask it questions. Like say you have a question, that's what I do sometimes. I'll have like a certain question throughout the day, I'll ask it. Gives you the info right there. But like YouTube, podcast, and books, that's all you really need. You're not going to learn that much stuff through short form content because it's very hard to retain that information within a few seconds. It's very hard to build a connection with someone through those short videos. That's why I primarily focus on making content on YouTube, because I'm building something real. I'm building a real connection with my subscribers. Like TikTok and YouTube, dude, you watch like a 20-second video, scroll. Like you don't know that person, but if you watch me over and over again on my YouTube, you know what I'm about, you know my perspective, and you build a deeper connection. But not only that, when you watch a topic, it's easier for you to retain that information because it's not like quick dopamine. It's like some of the videos I put out are 20, 30 minutes. You could watch a video on a certain time. You could look up a nutrition video right now or a working out video right now. It could be an hour long thing about information. You're not getting that on TikTok or Instagram. So all I want you guys to take away from this video is it's okay to have your job. It's okay to go to school, but please level up outside of that. Be strategic. Be like, sometimes when I'm at work, I'm just like, oh, I can't wait to go home. Like, I'm about to learn something. I'm about to make a piece of content. I'm going to go to the gym later. I'm going to go to the store to get food for certain like nutrients and stuff like that. That's the way I'm thinking when I'm at work. I'm not just like, oh, let me screw off. But I will leave you with this as well. Not only when you're intentional about learning and growing, you have to be intentional about your rest days. So obviously you should be sleeping at least 6 hours. I would say 6 to like 8 hours. I try to aim for like 7, sometimes 8, but like sometimes it's going to be less than that, but you want to aim for a decent amount. But also on your off day or after work, you got to be intentional about your rest day. So a rest day for me might be, I might sleep in just a little bit, but it's really just like clearing my mind, going to the grocery store, doing laundry. It's like I'm doing shit that like I have to get done, and it's basically I'm resetting instead of pissing the whole day away. I'm not like waking up and smoking weed all day and getting fucked up. That is like throwing the day away. But if you rest intentionally and you're doing stuff to like reset yourself so you're prepared for the next day and the whole week, like that one rest day can help you raise your production throughout the whole week. So you have to use it properly. Like if you get absolutely shit-faced, you didn't get nothing done, then you wake up hangover, like it's gonna fuck the whole week up. So you might as be, well, like use it to your advantage. Be like, listen, I'm gonna clear my mind today. I'm gonna go for a walk. Sometimes I go out to dinner and get like a nice meal. That resets me as well. And then use that to reset for the whole week. Be like, yo, I'm gonna tear it up this week because I got my rest. I got the laundry together. I meal prepped. I did all that stuff. Now I'm good to tear it up for the week. Instead of being like, yo, let me get fucked up with my friend and scroll my phone. It's not gonna do anything for the week. So I hope you guys appreciate that video. And you know there's more to come. We're going to keep leveling up every single day. I want to leave you with one other little piece. If you guys stay to the end, I'm leaving you guys with a gem of an analogy. This is the 1% better every day. Like I talk about brick by brick. I talk about slowly getting better. You have to remind yourself when you learn or you do something in the gym or you're making content, it doesn't have to be perfect, but you raised it just a little bit. Think of an iPhone. Last year's iPhone compared to this year's iPhone, I bet you could barely notice a difference. Maybe it has like an extra half an hour of like battery life, or the camera's a little bit more clear. But compare this year's iPhone to like 2012. It's a whole different fucking ball game. Because every year from 2012 to 2013 to 2014 to 2015, they raised the battery a little bit. The camera got a little bit better. It kept going and going and going. From one year to the next year, you're not going to notice anything. But over 10 years, like the iPhone is completely different now. And it's the same thing with you leveling up. Like it might not be dramatic. You might be putting in all this work and being like, I'm not seeing any results. Your friends and family might not see any results, or at work, they'll be like, oh yeah, you're wasting your time with that. Circle back in it, not even circle back, say 2 years pass or 3 years pass, and you reflect, you'll just be like, wow, like I look different, I feel different, I think different. But like you going from 1 week to the next week, it's not going to be that big of a difference, but you have to stick with it over and over again. So keep that in mind. I hope you guys appreciate this video. Subscribe if you haven't, and let's get after it.